Hi guys, I'm Jaime with Playful Fit, and today I'm going to be going over some basic Pilates exercises that are great for beginners. Now if you are just starting out, I do recommend keeping your head down for most of the exercises. If you feel like you can handle having your head up, I will give you options at certain points where you can add that. But if it starts to feel like it's fatiguing in the neck and the shoulders, then it is a good idea to set your head back down. So with that said, we're going to start on our backs. And once you come all the way down, we're just going to set up the body in a neutral position. So you do want to check out that you have your pelvis connected to the floor, but you have just a little space between the low back and the floor, which is where your neutral curve is in your lumbar spine. And then you have the rib cage. Now you want to make sure that the ribs are connected down to the floor. In Pilates, we use lateral breathing, which means that we breathe into the sides of the ribs rather than letting the front of the ribs expand with the breath. So to get that set up, just take a nice long inhale here. And then as you exhale, take that breath out through your mouth and close the front of the ribs towards each other, like they're getting cinched together, tied shut. From there, your next inhale, try to breathe into the sides of the ribs while keeping the front, the opening of the ribs, closed together. So that's how you're going to continue to breathe as we go through these exercises. As far as the abdominal muscles, you want to keep them pulling down towards the floor, not just towards the floor and towards your spine, but inwards towards each other as well, towards the belly button and the midline. With that said, we're just going to start with the hands set down to the sides of the mat, about a wide V shape, or even a little wider if that helps you grip down. From here, we're going to bring the right knee into a tabletop. Using the low belly muscles, you're also going to float the left knee up into a tabletop. So just to get started, we're going to do some little toe taps, warming up the belly. So keeping those belly muscles engaged and cinched in towards each other, you're going to start to lower your right ankle towards the floor. Now, if it feels like it starts to overarch your spine, meaning the ribs rolling off the floor, then push the ribs back down and don't go so low off of or away from your body. And then bring that leg back up on an exhale. So it'll be inhale to lower the leg using those belly muscles to control the motion, and then exhale, the belly contracts to bring it back in. We'll do another set like that. Inhale to lower, and then exhale to bring it back in. Inhale, lowering that left leg, try to keep the thigh relaxed with the belly engaged, and then exhale to bring it back in. Now you can continue doing a single leg, or if you'd like to up level it, you can start to float both legs down towards the floor. Just keep in mind that that does add a lot of extra weight having both legs moving. So if it does feel like, again, it fits too much for the low back, or if it starts to arch the ribs, you can go back to that single leg one at a time. So let's continue like that. Whether you're going with one leg or both, it's inhale to lower, keeping the belly engaged. Exhale to bring it back in. Ribs are knitted together. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure that the backs of the shoulders are pushing down into the floor. Your collarbone is open. We'll do 3 more of those, nice and slow. Inhale to lower, long exhale, pull the belly down deeper in towards the spine and down towards the floor. Last 2, inhale to lower, exhale to bring it back up. Last one, inhale, lowering the legs, keeping your belly tight. Exhale to bring it back in. And just for a break, go ahead and give your knees a hug into the chest. Give yourself a couple of rocks on your back. And then moving on, we're going to bring the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg in the air. So if this feels like, again, if it feels like wherever you take your leg, if it's starting to roll the ribs off the mat, again, cinch them back down and in, and then take your leg a little higher. If you can handle going lower, then by all means go ahead and go a little lower. You can even go to the point where you hover above the floor. From here, using the belly to hold the leg in, just light little fingertip tap to the shin, take a long exhale out through the mouth, and then switch, and switch. So keeping this going with this single leg stretch, again, using the low belly, try to relax the upper thigh muscles and the hip flexor muscles. Low belly does the work. The belly's cinching in towards each other as well. Exhale, exhale, and we have another 8, for 7. Now's your option to add the head and shoulders up. For 6, you have 5. Keep the low belly hollow for 4. Again, if it's too much for your neck, you can set it down. 3, 2, hold it on 1. From here, let's go in to our hamstring stretch. So you're going to extend your leg up to the ceiling and straight. Try to squeeze the glute muscles towards each other so the legs pull in towards midline. And then exhale, switch. And exhale, switch. Again, if it's too much for the head and shoulders, go ahead and set them back down again. Check in with the ribs. Keep the ribs cinched together tight. Even if your head is up, you want to still pull those ribs inwards, the belly inwards. Switch. And switch. We'll do another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and hug both knees into the chest. Again, give yourself a little rock side to side. And then from here, last exercise that we're going to do, knee to chest, bringing the right knee into the chest, extending the left leg straight. We'll keep the head down to begin, and again, I will give you that option to add the head and shoulders up if you so choose. So from here, it's going to be a double exhale. So the knee comes in a little closer for the first exhale. On the second exhale, you extend the toe towards the ceiling. And now switch the legs, bringing the left knee in towards the chest. That's your exhale. And then exhale, extend the toe up to the ceiling of that same leg. So now when the right knee comes in, it's knee towards the chest and extend it up. It's exhale, toe to the ceiling on that second exhale. Exhale, bring the right knee in, toe to the ceiling on that second exhale. Keep it going. Make sure you always take that exhale. Take your time with it. The inhale will just happen naturally in between. Exhale, toe to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Toe to the ceiling, knee to the chest. Now's your time. If you want to add the head and shoulders up, you can. Also, if you want to extend the arms reaching next to you, you can add that as well. Keep in mind, you can always lower it down. So if it starts to feel like it's going into your back or your neck, then set your head and shoulders down. You can always go a little higher with that extended leg as well. We're going to do 2 more, 1 on each leg. The next time when you finish that left leg extending, bring both knees in, hug them in a little tighter, and then lower your head down if it's up. From there, let's just take a wall-to-wall stretch. So the arms reach alongside the ears, the toes reach in opposite directions. Just breathe. Here you can let your ribs open and expand apart. Just take a couple long, full inhales, and exhales, let it go. And then bringing your knees one at a time into your